This may be harsh, but almost no one is safe from periods of lost income due to a health crisis, job loss, or other life transitions during their working years. Now is the best time to take stock of your finances and prepare for all types of issues. And Ted Beck, President and CEO of the National Endowment for Financial Education, is here with some advice. Ted, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So how likely is a regular American to experience a financial setback?
Well, we just finished some research on this, and we were quite surprised on how common it is. Looking at an income shock, which is defined as a 10% drop in income year over year, we found that 96% of American males between the age of 25 and 70 experienced that. So the idea that it happens 4 or more times was really a surprise. The second thing is we found that over 60% also experienced being out of work for a year or more. So really it's a question of if and not when. So it's really something to plan for.
Right, that's a good point. I mean, really shocking numbers there. So you say it's something to plan for. How can somebody actually get prepared for the unexpected?
Well, there's a couple of things you can do. First of all, if you don't have an emergency savings account, which about 50% of Americans don't have, you might want to start one, and it's okay to start small. Just set a goal of setting aside $500 or $1,000 of cash that you can get to, so in a bank or a credit union, not tied up, so if a car breaks down or there's an issue with your house, you can get to that money quickly. So start the emergency savings account if you haven't already done so, and potentially add to it if you have. And by the way, it's okay to use an emergency account. Very often we see people will start it, and because they like the achievement of having done it, they don't use it. So you can always replenish it, but use it for the emergencies. The other thing is really very timely, is the changes in the tax code. A lot of American families are going to be seeing an increase in their take-home pay starting in the next few weeks. So whatever number that is for you, try to figure out how you're going to best utilize that cash. You might start that savings account. The emergency account. You might look at your credit cards. And if you have very high interest rates and you're not paying off balances every month, try to pay those down. And some combination of those two things, emergency savings and reduction in debt, are, I think, a really good way to utilize that improved cash flow that hopefully you'll be receiving shortly.
Right. Certainly a lot of people will benefit from that. And so before I let you go, what other piece of advice would you give somebody who wants to improve their financial situation, something they can do right now that they'll see, sort of maybe an immediate result?
Well, look at how you spend your money. Do you need the services like the cable plan? Do you utilize it, or is there a cheaper alternative? Are there things you're spending money on right now that you really wonder why you do it? And that's just look at what you're spending every month. So analyzing your own behavior and figuring out if there's ways to modify that to improve your financial situation is always time well spent. The other thing is if you're married in a relationship, talk to your partner, your significant other, your wife, about how you're spending your money, and make sure you're both in agreement on how you can improve that. You don't want to be disagreeing about it and fighting over it. So have agreement on what your game plan is and follow through.
Well, I think these are very simple tips that people don't always think about, and you're right, there's so many different ways to spend our money these days, so many little expenditures that sort of drain our bank accounts without us even really thinking about it. So if people want to learn more information and they want to get more resources, where can they go?
You can go to smartaboutmoney.org. That's our website. We're a nonprofit. We don't sell anything, so all the information there is really designed to help you and improve your financial stability.
All right, Ted Beck, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.